rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come in straight.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce, Teddy, and Laquel, reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
Go, fellas. What's up? What's up?
You good, bro? You want to get us started? You already know. Wait, no.
Talk about my Mavericks.
How you want me to do this, bro?
Got some controversy going on in our last game with the Warriors. Luka getting fined. Mark Cuban wanting to protest the game.
Sound like some old-fashioned sore losers. What you think, Quill?
Call a duck, see a duck. y'all upset about that
Call
loss.
a spade a spade. Look, Luka. For me, it's crazy how when you get calls and you know you weren't supposed to get the call because you out there flopping, selling, right? Campaigning. You like a little kid in a candy store. Like when I see you, I see like a little confused, like happy kid, like you all giddy when you get the calls, right? But then if one call don't go in your favor, you want to insinuate that the refs are paid off. Like, bro, go back and look at that game and see all the calls you were getting in your house. Go back and look at that game. You want to talk about somebody paid off. Hell, I'm like, who the hell paid the rest for the damn Mavericks? You can't insinuate because there was confusion on a call that the refs were paid off. Had y'all shot better from the free throw line, y'all would have won that game. You ain't gonna talk about you missing free throws or how y'all missed more than, I think y'all missed like 8 free throws that game. Y'all lost by 2. We're gonna ignore that. You want to highlight because y'all want to say during the game if we lose by 2. Luka want to do this talking about they paying them off. They not paying them off. It was a confusing moment. The very first thing I seen was the ref point towards the Warriors. And then he pointed towards that way, which they do sometimes when they get confused. And then right before it went on commercial break, he pointed back towards the Warriors. I mean, you just got to pay attention to it. I mean, you seen all the Warriors down there. You seen the Warriors taking the ball out. It didn't dawn on you. If you thought it was y'all ball, why the hell weren't y'all down there trying to take out the ball? Like, think about it. So don't accept it. Y'all blooper, accept it. Can't put that on the refs, and you damn sure shouldn't be like, oh, because that one call. Now the rest been. Only way you'll know the refs will be easy to be paid off is if you over there paying the damn refs off. What's your take on that, Quill?
Hey, people be mad when they can't get their way. They're in a very pivotal point of their career season. Let's say that they made a blockbuster trade and are risking not even making the playoffs now. So, every 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks left in the season, everywhere matters. He might want to protest, call the governor, call whoever. It don't matter. Yeah, you got to take your L's as they come. You got to take your losses as they come. Every call ain't gonna go your way, Luka. You get a lot of calls. You got a lot of calls that night. Hey, in this particular, just take your loss. Go get the next game. Go beat the Hornets the next game.
Yeah, them boys being that one play wasn't the make or break of a difference. That last shot Reggie threw up really didn't matter neither. They lost their game. They had plenty of opportunity to win, and they didn't win. So protesting that game don't really. I don't see the point in that. And Luka, rightfully so, getting fined. $35K or whatever. That's
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
rightfully so.
Mark Cuban gonna pay that. Luke ain't gonna ever see that paperwork. Luke ain't gonna ever even see that goddamn paperwork. He ain't gonna find me. Look at Cuban like don't never they better
Bro,
not even come across my desk.
it's stupid. You know, they gotta win when it matters. Boys lost again tonight. Like I gotta win on the court.
Oh damn, they ain't even win their next one. Huh? I said get over the Warriors or go win the next one at the Hornets, and then I guess something
They gotta
But
win.
before we get into that, I like how you took it to the next phase of it, the whole protest thing. It's like, what are you gonna protest? Like when you go back and look at the footage, like I stated earlier, you see the ref point towards initially say Warriors ball, but then when he take it out, he points towards the Mavs, and at the very end, he points towards the Warriors. So if there's confusion, it should have been hashed out at the break. But as I stated, if you thought it was your ball, why were you at the other end of the court set up like you're playing defense? Why weren't you on the end? You can't tell me you didn't see the ref taking the ball out at the other end of the court. You know where the ball is. You've been playing basketball for your whole damn life. So then, as you stated, y'all lost by 2, but let's think about it. If this was a 2-point game, so let's take away them 2 points from let's take away them 2 points from the Warriors. We're up by 1 now, right? Because we were up by 5 in the end. So we're up by 1. Do you think if we're up by 1, we let them hoist up a shot? No, we don't. We were up by 5. So it didn't matter what shot you all took at the end of the game. You weren't going to get 5 points for that shot unless we did something stupid. So we can let you shoot whatever the hell you want to do, shoot. And that's essentially what happened. He hoisted up a shot. He ended up hitting it. And now, we lost by 2. But in reality, if it was a closer game, we would have defended that possession. And you'd have lost by whatever it was.
I'll say this. You can't protest anything after Jason Tatum's foul on LeBron James.
Because that was actually a foul.
What are you protesting? Okay, yeah.
You know what this remind me
but
of?
if that didn't get protested to this extent, when the Lakers need the same game wins as y'all, and all that was we made a mistake, and the refs get fined sometimes as well. We just don't display it or advertise it as much as we. If that was the response to that, then Luka, the refs get fined as well. Mark, the ref gets fined as well. We just don't advertise the same way they did LeBron. Luka, welcome to the NBA. Mark, if you bigger than LeBron, y'all, which one of y'all bigger than LeBron?
Either.
The same way they did LeBron when Jason Tatum fouled him clearly. He couldn't go back and protest it and cause a ruckus to go. They were the 2-point game too. Was it what was it then? Was it an overtime?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So yeah. Against the number 1 team, and we need these wins too.
Yeah. Because look, let's think about this. This reminds me of when James Harden, when he was on the Rockets and they lost the game. And I think they even had a point and they was like, we're going to protest it. And then they did they protested, like it wasn't like a picket sign protest, but what they did was they pretty much like put in like an action to invalidate that loss. And the league was like, nope, you got the loss. So essentially, I think that's what it's going to equate to. And because you going all the way out your way to do stuff like this, you acting like sore losers. Like y'all lost that game. Y'all lost the game to a team that's better than you. So take that L on the chin and move on to the next game. But apparently you weren't able to move on to the next game because you just lost to the damn replacements. So now what you gonna protest that
y'all
too?
in shambles. Y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all in shambles.
Y'all definitely gotta figure it out.
One too many moves, Mark.
Yep. You gotta figure it out because how it appears, your team is better with Kyrie than it is with Luka or with Luka and Kyrie.
It's better with 1 guard than 2. Maybe you should have went and got a big or something. Maybe you should have went and got an Embiid Jokic type. Something crazy. Should have got Valanciunas, Vucevic
Or
type.
another player that's not
Yeah,
another ISO
somebody that
player.
can go get their own. I don't know why you brought Christian Woods in to bring him off the bench. He needs to be in your starting lineup. The White Power is trash. He's not trash, but he's a backup, not a starter. What we gonna call a spade a spade? Your best five lineup, Christian Wood shouldn't be off the bench. Find somebody, go get somebody off the bench. That's what you do. Go. That's what you should have did. Go fill your bench.
Yeah.
But hey, to each his own. Last time you filled your bench, you brought in Pedro Stojakovic, you brought in Terry Rose, you brought in Jason Terry, you brought in Jason Kidd.
You had a
See what
JJ
happened then.
Barea, you had a
You
Tyson
brought in
Chandler.
JJ Barea, you brought in Tyson Chandler, you brought in Brendan Hayward, you brought in a whole bunch of people in that offseason. And guess what happened? But never mind, don't do that. Go get stars.
All right, that's enough for my man's. He can only tolerate so much. He been to turn the show off.
They're gonna put it together when they count.
I think it counts now for you all.
Put it together. Slide in where they gotta slide in. They're gonna win in this play in, and it's gonna work.
If that was the case, why your energy ain't higher than what it is? Yep. Dallas has dropped all the way.
Let's hope that play ain't go y'all way. That
Look,
one
Dallas has dropped to the 11th seed after that loss. Don't screw around and lose to the Hornets. Y'all play them again.
Hey, all right. Go from a 5,500 Reddit to a losing record.
They sub 500 now.
Oh, y'all one below?
No, two.
Don't go three below.
Yep, you go three below, you'll be right above Portland.
He gonna be really protesting that loss.
Yep.
We only 2 games back. Go ahead.
Get there. Luke in the playoffs is a whole nother situation. You gonna get there.
Say the same thing about Pat Bev.
They gonna get there. I ain't too worried about it. I ain't.
Hey, Pat Bev used to average 40 in high school. It was like 37 and a half, 8 assists. 8 steals, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. Paul George was like, I ain't even average 40, 30. I ain't even average that much high school. Pat Bev used to be an offensive player. When he got to the NBA, they was just like, you need to figure out how to be in the NBA. So he started becoming a defensive player. He was an offensive juggernaut in high school.
What they got to do with anything. They got to do with my Mavericks.
Yeah, I might want to go get Pat right now. Y'all need high school Pat right now.
Fella.
And defense. Y'all need Pat for real.
It'll be all right. Mavericks make a way.
This don't look like the better end of a trade right now.
This isn't a means to acquire something different. This ain't permanent. They still gonna get to the playoffs, and they gonna make a run for it. Kyrie is for a means to get something. They're not finna keep Kyrie.
Was for next year trade, and then Jalen Brunson was for this year. So Kyrie is for next year.
I ain't want to pay that man. He knew his worth.
For the year after that,
we got leverage with Kyrie. We're gonna trade him.
Woods got her.
We're gonna trade him and get something big. I don't know what.
I think that he just moving too fast with his trigger finger. He think he can just buy a championship, and it ain't working in his favor in 2023 like it did back in the day.
You can technically buy a championship, but it's not happening this way. They gonna have to use what they got.
I haven't seen the team buy a championship.
I ain't seen it. This ain't happened in a while. Team have to give up a lot to get championship.
What team you see buy a championship?
Warriors built through the draft. Bucks built through the draft.
The Lakers
have to trade away they hold their
2020
to get a
was that 2019 the bubble championship.
Kawhi, they had to trade
They
away
spent a
star for
lot.
star, but they was already number one team. They built that through year after year in Toronto.
Yeah, but I don't think
Kawhi had
going
a
to get a
whole
bunch of like
breakdown.
veteran players who are beyond their prime is the same as buying a champ. It's not it doesn't carry the same weight as what the Heat did
Yeah,
or
that's buying a
or
championship.
what the Nets did or what the Lakers tried to do with Russell Westbrook, even though they just bought that one player, but you know, and that's not even the same. Like, nah, I don't think the Lakers acquiring that veteran roster was like equivalent to them buying a championship.
I think Mark Cuban also been so high on getting a star for so long. Like since since the year after the championship, right when he thought he was gonna get Dwight to come play with him. That was the big thing, Dwight coming. Dwight ended up going to the Lakers. A couple years later, oh, DeAndre Jordan coming here. DeAndre Jordan pulled a Houdini.
And
Just
stay
never
with the
came.
Clippers.
Stay with the Clippers. And it's always been, even back in the day, the Kobe, when Kobe was saying he wanted to get traded, Kobe was going to Dallas. Trade was down there in the day. And so he's been so high strung on getting two stars together. But the one year that you won, you had your one star and you settled for building a whole squad around him. Jason Kidd, JJ Barea, Peja Stojakovic, Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler, Brendan Hayward. You had a squad around him at that time, and he didn't have a second star, but he had the third or fourth guy on every team on one squad. You good. You had starters from every other squad all on one squad. You just sold out everything for two guys. Ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
This ain't the 90s. Ain't gonna. This ain't. I don't know when that ever worked. When the Lakers tried to do it with Karl Malone and Gary Payton, didn't work. Like I don't know when that worked. It ain't gonna work. Only time it worked is the Heat, but the Heat lost their first year too.
On to the next.
Gonna make it count. You bookmark it. Season ain't over.
Your energy doesn't say that.
And nothing to do with the Mavs.
And y'all in the West with OKC, bro. Good luck. Y'all look like the Clippers. Y'all started like the Clippers was right before the Warriors became the Warriors. Y'all in the West with OKC, Shea, Josh, Chet ain't played a game. They got all them picks from trading when they traded for Paul George. They got all them picks when they traded away Westbrook. Y'all in a scary West with OKC, and they're good now.
You think that worries us? Okay, see.
So about the West, you got the Nuggets. And with the Nuggets, you had the balling sensation, triple double machine junior, Jokic, right? And he took MVP by storm, was running consecutive week after week after week after week, and being a number one, and then All-Star game happened. And the MVP candidate, potential third time in a row, first ever MVP candidate, excuse me, he gets selected last at the All-Star game because LeBron James ain't pick him. He just ran up to LeBron James. And LeBron says, oh, okay, well. So how is it he got selected last in the first place, right? But was that kind of like foreshadowing something? Because after the All-Star game, you see the Nuggets run into a struggle bus, and other teams with players like Embiid take off. And now Embiid has just commandeered the number one spot. And he take it and he has it and he has solid placement with it, which leads to another sore loser in the Nuggets coach coming out. And I'm gonna let Quill, narrate that one. But you got you know what I'm saying? They upset, but I'm like, shit, what does Jokic have to do at this point in order to reinsert himself in that dominant position as the number one, hands down, number one MVP candidate? But before we get into that, you know what I'm saying, extension of a sore loser, go ahead and tell us how can he even be mentioned in that conversation?
Teddy?
Now I'm talking about you. You had the lowdown on the coach, the Nuggets
Oh, you
coach.
talking about the coach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the coach was saying how he's upset now in the last interviews, how he's upset about this MVP race and how it's going because now people are starting to be negative towards Jokic in order to big Embiid up in the media. People are being negative towards Embiid to big up Jokic. He said this whole MVP's become about tearing the other guy down, and that's why whether it's my guy or the other guy, I just don't want my guy torn down doing something that should be such celebrate. You're back-to-back MVP winner. Shut up. You. What's crazy is for the first time, I believe that your MVP has been. I thought mostly it was because he had the triple double. That's why they were giving it to him. But it's more so because you were winning and you had a triple double. Because I don't believe with your triple doubles and your numbers on your triple doubles being what they were, if you were the third or fourth seed in the West, it would have been as prominent all year as it was while you sat in the first seed giving these triple doubles. Because you were given 16, 11, and 11. 14, 14,
But
and 12.
at the beginning of the season, it took him a while to even get the triple doubles.
Get the triple double.
He
Now
was
he went,
adjusting.
he dipped, and some night he dipped below the triple double.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not winning, even with your triple double, I think that this year in particular, because he's won the MVP being the fourth seed, and I think he's been a sixth seed. But I think this one has been weighed heavily on the fact that you're a one seed. And as of late, the losing has taken you out of the MVP race more so than your numbers. Because if you look at his numbers in the last couple games they've been losing, he's had big triple doubles, bigger than what he's had when they were winning and winning and winning and winning. Because some nights he'd give you 14 points, 16 points. But in these last losses, he was giving you 35, 31, 27, big triple doubles, and it hasn't. No matter how good you're playing, we were kind of giving you this because you were winning. Embiid, on the other hand, boy, I don't know what that man gonna do to catch Embiid right now because Embiid's winning. Harden goes down, Embiid keeps winning and giving you monstrous numbers. But for me, I don't understand why the number one team in the East, averaging 30 and 12, ain't also in this conversation just as heavily.
Interesting.
I mean, he number 3, right behind him.
Nah, but what they saying is like pretty much
got the
saying
best
like
record in the NBA.
You got, and he took it from the best team in the NBA too. So you got Embiid and Jokic, Embiid and Jokic, Embiid and Jokic. Giannis should be Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis. That's what he said. And while Jokic is struggling and they losing this game, winning that game, losing this game, and Giannis is winning, Giannis should be up there in the conversation. It should be between him and Embiid versus versus Jokic and Embiid. So what I think they have to do is looking at their schedule. They got 2 key games that I identified earlier today. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. 2 key games that I feel. You got Milwaukee and you got the 76ers. Let me blow it up for you.
Then we talking about.
You got Milwaukee and the 76ers. I feel like this right here, if you got full team, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Especially, nope, that's at home, so maybe it won't be. But then it's cool. So you got 2 games against Phoenix, both of them at Phoenix, and you got a game versus Sacramento. But those don't carry the same weight as these games. Why? Because you have on Milwaukee, 2-time MVP. Giannis got 2 MVPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
2-time MVP, in the top 3 for the MVP race, best record in the league, best team in the league, and a recent NBA champion. That's what you got over there. Then you got the Philadelphia 76ers, and we already know what Embiid has done as of late. So I feel like if he goes into them games with the only 2 people that's really competing with him for that MVP candidacy, if he goes into those games, if he dominates those 2 games, and if he wins, not just dominates, because he is dominated and lost. If he dominates and wins those games in a dominant fashion, I keep saying dominant, I think that solidifies, because not only do you go against somebody that's arguably number 1 or number 2 or number 3 in your MVP poll, Giannis, with that stacked team. If you dominate and you beat them, 2 days later you go against Embiid, the one big in the league that's giving you a run for your money, is best big in the league. If you able to do that you gotta that strengthens his case, and I feel like it puts him back into that. All right, we can start talking about him as the number 1 if he does that.
But yeah, if he beat them, because I can see why he fell out of contention. Because look at the name, just look at the list from Chicago down to Washington, the teams he's played, and
The teams that he lost to.
Look at, he ain't played nobody and been getting beat.
Exactly.
So Embiid not only been winning, you ain't been beating teams you supposed to be smacking. Chicago, San Antonio, Brooklyn, Toronto, I guess. I mean, they decent. These are decent, cool teams. New York, a good team, but Brooklyn again. Brooklyn beat y'all the first time. Washington, bro, you supposed to win all those games. If you the top team,
like out of all these games, you should have had one hell of a win streak.
You supposed to win all those.
Only game I can see you losing, potentially Toronto. That's because that's the top to bottom defense. But that should have just been a close game. You should have won that one. I don't see you really losing any of these games.
Chicago smacked you, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't just lose to Chicago. They beat the brakes off of you.
That's why you're out of the MVP race. You gotta go.
Chicago is one of the sleeper teams, though. They
go beat both the other MVPs and outplay them. Because last time you played Embiid, he smacked you. He smacked you individually, outplayed the hell out of you. See,
he always do that, don't he? Every time they match up.
But it's cool when you got
Embiid be going to work.
It's different when you got 17, 11, and 8 or 9 or 10 assists against Plumlee or somebody else. It's different when the other player that play your same position got 35 and 14 with 4 assists. It looks like you got outplayed because your 5 more assists, but he got double your points and the same amount of rebounds with you, and they win the game. It look a little different. Your little small triple doubles don't look the same when you're going against one of them monsters. What's next?
Who you got on them games then?
I got Giannis and Embiid. I don't take Jokic in either one of them games.
If he lose both of them games, that's it.
Yeah, they both defensively going.
Not an MVP. Yeah. That puts Giannis above him. That puts it that solidifies Embiid being above him. Because if he wins, it just puts him up there with Embiid. Depending on how Embiid continues his season, it puts him up there with Embiid. It doesn't put him in front of Embiid or over Embiid. It just puts him up there with Embiid. Right now, he's behind.
Embiid gonna give him 40. So even if you lose, even in your win, you better outplay Embiid. Embiid still gonna give you 40 and 12 that night. He don't even rebound like that. That night, we go telling you, no Harden, he might give you 6 assists too.
Yep. What you think, Teddy? Do you think Jokic could reclaim that position?
Nah, it's a wrap. If anything, they gonna
Well, they gonna give it to Luca.
nah, not this year, but
The stretch of games he went on was not the games he was supposed to separate himself way away from them niggas. From Chicago down to Washington, those were the games where you were supposed to have a win streak, all your triple doubles like you've been having, going 30 plus point win streak. You were supposed to put yourself in a whole different ballpark with those wins. Didn't happen like that.
gassing. The Nuggets in general, the whole team, the whole organization, they gassed out. I don't see them finishing strong.
First round exit.
I probably wouldn't say that, but
Hey,
they ain't making it to
looking
the
real
Western
first
They
round
play-
Conference Finals.
exit.
If y'all manage to get the 8th seed in the East, that's post play-in tournament. If y'all get the 8th seed after the play-in tournament, and y'all play the Nuggets, are they exiting in the first round?
If they play us, yeah. But if they don't play us, I don't see them making it to the Western Conference Finals. The Nuggets. I don't see that happening. So that's the same typical Nuggets we've been seeing for the last.
But you honestly think
3,
that y'all
4
can
years.
beat them?
Yes.
Damn, it's crazy.
We in the playoffs. A whole
That's
different.
interesting.
Everybody
That's
is 0-0. Everything start fresh.
That's
And
interesting
then
because
Luka.
I like Luka, Kyrie
Luka is
against
a monster.
Jamal, Jokic. I like the Luka, Kyrie slow down in the half court.
Once the playoffs start, everybody is 0-0 and everything starts fresh. That's why I said, by saying from the beginning, I like the Warriors is a scary team in the playoffs. I mean, no matter what seed they is, the Kings gonna be scary in the playoffs with all that young energy. The Nuggets, I ain't worried about them for real. They don't ever do nothing. Like they don't do nothing with their squad. The Suns, if KD come back, it's gonna be scary. Without KD, I ain't worried about the Suns either. I don't see them making it to it. So playoffs is a whole different situation. I don't see them boys, the Nugget boys. I don't see them doing it. I don't see it at all. I don't see Jokic doing it. I feel like Embiid is gonna beat them, and I feel like the Bucks is gonna beat them because the Bucks play harder than the Nuggets. They just play harder. Like Giannis plays harder than any other MVP candidate. He plays harder. Even he play harder than Embiid. Like he plays hard and he competes. Embiid is just extremely talented. He on a mission. I feel like he playing like how James Harden was playing to win that scoring title. That's how Embiid is playing to win that MVP. That's what he gonna do.
That's more scary than what Jokic bringing to the table. Like, yeah, you gonna give us a triple double, but I'm not really scared of you, Jokic.
Yeah, like it's just,
you know what I mean. Like you gonna give us 16
Jokic
points.
coming.
Like, I'm more worried about who you kicking it out to for the three. Get out to the. I'm more scared of him than you, Jokic. But Embiid, I gotta watch him put 40 in the bucket. I gotta watch him put 40 on I gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? Giannis gonna dunk the 40. His 20 feel like 40 because he dunking them. He gonna dunk that thing 6-7 times on my head. So ain't nobody worry about I mean, I get it. You put up numbers, you score the ball, you do a lot of good stuff, but theirs feel a little different when you gotta guard one of them monsters. Cause you in foul trouble. I'm not gonna be in foul trouble against no goddamn Jokic.
So y'all talk about all them teams, right? We got just a little bit over 2 weeks left into the season, into the end of the season. So I want us to identify some teams that we think y'all reach, pinnacle. Y'all go ahead and scale it back, prepare for the postseason. And then some teams where it's like, nah, y'all need to ramp it up or y'all need to take advantage of these last few games. So give me some teams who y'all feel like can scale it back. Give me a team, Teddy.
Nobody.
You said nobody?
Nobody scale it back.
You don't feel like anybody can scale it back as far as let they stars reduce the minutes, maybe sit out some games, pick and choose which games you play. You don't think anybody could do that?
Like the top 3 teams in the East clinch playoff berth, but they all need that momentum going into the playoffs because any one of those teams could beat any of the other teams in a 7-game series possibly. There ain't nothing solidified just because the Bucks is the best. I don't feel like they can just wash the Nuggets. The Celtics or the 76ers. Everybody need that momentum. Everybody need that time together on the court. Keep playing all the way through. You're a professional ball player, so you in shape. Make it work. I don't think no team in the NBA this year is too competitive. This is the most competitive NBA season we've seen in some years.
No.
And the records show that. Like, you're not used to the West teams being 30-win teams. We got so many sub-40-win teams right now. It ain't going to end like that, but we still got like another 10 games left. But this is an extremely competitive season, so nobody should be resting nobody this year.
What'd you say, Quinn?
Yeah, I say the same thing about the narratives because Bucks literally could rest like Giannis, but if you want to win MVP, you can't rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? The Boston Celtics, you're in, you can rest, but y'all been losing.
Yeah,
y'all need to play some basketball. Y'all was the first team in assists. Y'all was averaging 26 assists at the beginning of the year. Y'all average 18 assists a game now. Y'all not playing the same basketball y'all was playing. So it's like, y'all need to figure it out. So no team can really rest. Nuggets, y'all been losing. The Memphis Grizzlies, y'all ain't been there. Y'all need to get back to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody
been winning though. That's the one team
they have been winning. It was like, y'all
but
need to get back to playing together. Like nobody can really rest because everybody they had either injury, time off. They in an MVP battle. They've been taking losses. Like everybody needs to play ball now. Even the teams that's down and because of the play-in tournament, we gotta keep playing because we gotta get in. Everything shifted because of the records. We too close to lose and take games like everything. Hey, this is good. Hey, I'm not mad at Adam Silver in this little play-in, and I'm not mad at this season being as we have to see the stars most nights. Now
every night
now, like I'm not mad at how that kind of worked out. I'm not.
I say for me, I think the Bucks is one of the teams that could justify limiting Giannis's minutes, but maybe you don't do it because he's trying to get the MVP. However, Chris Middleton, you give him more time to heal. I feel like you could do that with him. Maybe scale back Drew Holiday a little bit. I think even the Lakers.
Back from injury.
I feel like the Lakers with LeBron. Let him continue to heal. If they can continue to win, let him continue to heal. Because LeBron gonna come back in original fashion. He gonna come back and do better than a lot of these young bucks. So that's what I say.
That's
it is, but it'll be better than bringing them back and he not good. And then y'all lose them, and then you don't have them when you need them. So but that brings us to our closing point. We had, our topics. I enjoyed it. It's being real with your boy Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuell, or your boys Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuell. The facts, opinions, and BS. Topic key, you already know what it is. Y'all get at us.
Later, man.
Ready? Hope you pass shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn, you gon' get it back. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit and duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she still gon' fuck. Don't speak